Welcome back, everybody. Today, can't see, it's too bright. Today, we got another episode of the Binder Finder. That's me. I find them, I fix them, I sell them. So we're going to do another farm to driveway today. As you can see, trailer's empty. The Ram is hooked up. We're only getting one, so we don't need the big truck yet. That's for the big trips. I did wash it yesterday though. Got all the dirt and dust off. Definitely looks better. Okay. Anyway, Lucy's in the truck. We're gonna go get some diesel, and I'll tell you guys a little bit because you'll see it in the thumbnail. You remember that we rescued that off-road four-wheel drive tow truck, the Ford red and white one, and we sold that to our good friend Casey Liddell. And he's been using it like crazy already, just enjoying it. And another one just popped up. However, this one actually is an International. That's all I'm going to say. I'll show you guys when we get there. I'll show you a little driving footage too. But yeah, so we are, because the thumbnail is going to show it, we are headed to potentially buy a 1973 International 1210 converted to 1-ton with a Holmes wrecker bed and wheel lift on it. So stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. All right, today's podcast that I'm listening to is another podcast that I've been on. This is the No BS OBS Truckery podcast. My friends Devin and John. Devin owns OBS Solutions and John owns Carrick Customs, and they do OBS Ford stuff, 80 to 97 Ford. You guys heard me talk about them before. They've been on the YouTube channel before, and I was recently on their podcast. So I enjoy who they talk to and the people they meet, so I like to listen to their podcast. Co-pilot is co-piloting. She was very, very animate about going today. Lots of whining and crying about going and jumping around, and she gets a little ridiculous. So it is the weekend, so the traffic on this road is a little it's a lot actually, so we are not making as good a time as we want. I told the guy I would be there at 5:30 or 6, and it is currently 5:30. I am not there, so as soon as I get cell service, I'm going to call him and let him know where I'm at, because he is waiting for me. So super nice guy, and I'm excited to show you guys this thing. It has a great story too, and has original door logos on it still that were hand painted from his brother who bought it new, and where it was used. So I'll get into that more once we get there and I show you guys the truck. Alright, I made it here. 1973 International 1210 four-wheel drive. And Ken and his brother have owned this truck for a majority of its life. Ken's brother actually built this truck for Brownsville Parts and Service. That is a Napa store in Brownsville, Oregon. They had a parts business, and then they had a garage and a service shop and everything else. And this truck was the tow truck that towed everybody's cars in for service and repairs and everything else. You know, see that won't start? Call us. Yeah. So anytime you had a problem and you lived nearby these guys, you would call them. They'd bring this wrecker out, and it was saving people for the last 40 years. And now we're going to take it home and we're going to use it for the same thing. So I'm going to walk over here, introduce you guys to Ken. This is Ken. I'm going to stand over here in the shade so we don't get the sunlight on our eyes. Now Ken, you told me that your brother built this truck. That's correct?
Yeah, he moved up here in probably the late 70s, and started Brownsville Parts and Service in Brownsville, and built this truck probably early 80s.
Okay, so it wasn't very old when he built it. It was only 6-7-year-old truck when he built it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty new.
And we had in service, we towed mostly hunters and people off-road. They got stuck in the mud.
People that were doing stuff they shouldn't be with the rig they shouldn't be.
We took this truck out into the boonies where big trucks were getting stuck.
Okay.
And this truck right here is a little tank.
You were saying those duals that got right up on the ruts?
Oh yeah. And
Go
having
anywhere.
having a winch in the front and the back, there wasn't anywhere it couldn't go.
That's awesome. I see you still got the Napa hat. So
Yeah, I'm still, I'm still a Napa fan.
now, does your brother still own that shop, or is it no more?
Yeah,
He does still own it.
he still owns it. My nephew runs it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Been a family-run shop its whole life. Yeah.
It's been a family-run business just about its whole life.
But you're retired now. You're just relaxing.
Exactly. And that's why you got the truck.
Yep. And you said you left there, or you took it 20 years ago from the shop. Is that right?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Roughly about 23 years ago.
And is that when you left, or you just brought the truck home at that point?
No, actually, I didn't bring the truck home until about 2011.
Okay.
So it has, it was in service up until that time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then you were at that point. You came back and you retired. Now you're not working anymore, and you just use it around home and
stuff.
stuff.
I turned 70 about 2 weeks ago, so
no.
I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look 70 at all.
I feel it.
Well, I appreciate you selling it to me, and it's going to go to a good home. It's going to get a good life, and we're going to use it for exactly what you've used it for since you guys had it back in the 70s.
Well, so, I'm very glad to meet you, and I'm glad to see that it's going somewhere where it's going to be salvaged.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to load this thing up, put it on the trailer, and Ken is going to supervise. We're not going to make him help, but he's going to supervise. So we'll get you here in a second. All right, she's all loaded up. We're all strapped down. Ken brought me a couple extra wheels and tires for it. We got a matching one for this side that's non-split rim. So that's good. And Ken's saying his goodbyes. He just told me he's going to tell his brother that it left and it's going to get used and it's going to get recycled and not scrapped. Because Ken grew up in the era of scrap yards and tow yards and wrecking yards. So he knows all about scrap metal. So I thank you again. I'm excited to work on it. I'm excited to put it back to use and to, haul more internationals with an international. So thank you.
There you go. Well, thank you again, Ben.
Appreciate it very much. All right, I'm not sure how much of that. I think I got all of it. Lucy was very angry that she couldn't see who I was talking to the whole time. She's like, I don't know that person. I'm the guard dog. She didn't bark, but she definitely wanted out. So, what a great story, huh? So that truck, I think I mentioned it, but that truck has been in service since the late 70s as a tow truck for a family-run parts and service business and a Napa store with they have a repair shop, family repair shop. So him and his brother ran it, his dad started it, and now his nephew, his brother's son, is running it. And they have another tow truck, obviously. But how cool is that? That thing ran in service till 2013 from I think he said 77 or 79. Man, I'm so glad we got that story and he was willing to talk to us. Because not everybody wants to be on camera. I mean, whatever. Like, I don't like it, but I'm getting used to it. A lot of people don't like it. He's excited to watch the video. So comment down below what you thought of Ken and his truck and his story, because he'll see your comments in the comment section. And what a great guy. 70 years old 2 weeks ago, fully retired. Gonna take his wife out to a fancy steak dinner tonight with the money I gave him for the truck. And he said he's already on the hunt for a new project. So, super cool. I'll wrap up with you guys when I get home. Maybe. I think it's gonna be dark when I get home. Either way, I'll close it out when I get home. I'm gonna focus on driving now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love these binder finder stories. It warms my heart when we're able to get it right from the horse's mouth like that. It's just so cool. We're gonna fix this truck up and we're gonna use it around the property, around the shop. You guys are gonna see more of it. Not this truck, but the reason I sold Casey the off-road tow truck is truly it was a Ford, not an International. It had an International motor. And it just fit Casey's business and his YouTube so well. So I sold that. And I've been looking for one of these tow trucks, a D-Series tow truck, for probably 5 or 6 years. A good one. I found a couple 2-wheel drives, never find 4-wheel drives. And the only ones I found that were really nice are all the way across the country in somebody's collection. So it didn't make sense to go get them. So this truck was about 2.5 hours away, so not bad. And priced very fair. And he had lots of records, documentation. Still got the line set ticket in the back of the glove box, which I'll show you guys at some point when I'm talking about when I say that. Original title, original registration. Man, I mean, I don't know. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words because that thing is just super cool, and I am just stoked that we got it. I don't know if you can see it in the mirror or not, maybe. All right, I'm gonna drive. I'll see you guys when I get home. Somebody tells me they have to go potty, and then we just play the sniff fest the whole time. Everything's going good so far. No report, just check the straps and everything like that. Everything's good and solid. So, right here, Transcontinental Auto Race, and then the Oregon History, the Sandy M. Wagon Road. Dwight Huss, I'm going to read it to you instead of pointing at it. An automotive engineer from Detroit made an automotive history here June 20th, 1905, when his car, Old Scout, how funny that the name of his car was Old Scout, became the first car to cross the Cascade Mountains from east to west. Huss was competing in America's first transcontinental automotive race against Percy McGargle, which departed New York City on May 8, 1905 in separate 7 horsepower 1904 Oldsmobile curved dash runabouts. Old Scout was also the fastest automobile to travel America from east to west and the first documented automobile to cross the Rockies from east to west. The first on the Oregon Trail and the first to enter Portland on its own power from out of state, June 21st, 1905, during opening day of National Good Road Convention. You guys can look up the other stuff. Anyway, I thought that was cool. It's a roadside attraction that's automobile history. Like, that's awesome. Anyway, Lucy, are you gonna go potty? There's a river down here. Somewhere. Oh, there's a trail down there too. Yeah. Lots of moss. Alright, that's boring. So, I am gonna get back in the truck. We're gonna keep making tracks. Okay, it is the next day. No fooling you guys. Anyway, it was dark last night, so I didn't film it. I didn't even unload it. So, there it is on the trailer. I'm gonna fire it up here in a second, unload it. I'll set the camera on a tripod on, I don't know, one of those hoods of one of those. I'll put it on there. I posted this on Instagram last night, and I didn't even notice this, but Instagram viewer did, and I thought it was awesome. So these are all hand-painted letters, and you can see they've lasted 50 years, so which is killer. Brownsville parts and Servsea. Yeah, so they forgot the I, and I think that's really funny. I'm wondering if they thought it was going to go too far over here, so they didn't put it on there. Or, hey, look, there's Lucy. Were you out playing with the deer? Were you playing with your friend the deer? What were you doing? Where did you go? You've been gone for like 2 hours. She literally takes off in the morning and just goes and plays with her friends. So anyway, won't start. Call us. I love that. But see, this side, there it is. Huh. I don't know why the one side doesn't have it and this side does. But to me, I don't know. That's one of the cool things. You just like the imperfections, right? It's pretty cool. 324 North Main Street, Brownsville, Oregon. No area code because there wasn't one back then. They were all the same. 4665510. Huh. I thought it was consistent to both sides, so I just learned something too. It actually is on this side, but not the other side. Oh well. I don't care. I think it's rad. There's the bed. So, this is back. I asked Casey this, and he told me that this is correct. Holmes beds all were like this. The winch for the boom actually raised the wheel lift on the old trucks. Now, what's scary is they did that on the big semi-truck semi-truck tow trucks too. Casey was telling me that. So obviously they don't do that anymore. Now they're all hydraulic, but this is correct, and that's the Holmes bed. Anyway, pretty rad. I'm gonna put some new marker lights on it, and obviously gonna get rid of the tubed tires with the split rims. We'll get rid of all those. We'll put standard 16-inch steel rims and regular tires, and put all new tires on it. Probably gonna go to Retro Rides maybe and get a polish, because I really want those doors to pop. I don't know. It was painted with single stage paint, so you can see it's kind of like the white kind of flaking off. Doesn't matter. It's rad. So I'm going to set you guys up. I'm going to unstrap it, and we're going to unload it and fire it up so you guys can hear it. And then we're going to, I don't know if I'm going to go drive it or what. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. Just got a little bit of varnish gas in old tank, so that tank's coming out. We're gonna have to clean that all out. Probably gonna have to have our buddy Lyle rebuild the carburetor, new fuel pump. It has a brand new battery. He actually put new spark plugs in it too. But we'll probably do wires, cap, rotor, maybe points, or convert it to electronic ignition. Replace all the marker lights. Yeah, you know, basics, tires. But it runs, everything works. Okay, hydraulic tilt trailer. I know you guys are wondering. My grandfather always told me, work smarter, not harder. So I have a hydraulic tilt trailer because I use that trailer, like, as you guys see, once a day, sometimes 5 times a day, sometimes once a week, sometimes 20 times a week. And I just need it to work all the time. And I know you heard you guys mention this a bunch of times before too, but Max, M-A-C-S, Max tie downs. Those are the straps I use. Absolutely love them. They're made in America in McCall, Idaho. Shout out to those guys. They don't sponsor me or anything like that. I just love their products. So anyway, I am super excited about this tow truck. I've been looking for one of these for probably 5 or 6 years in a D series, not a Lodestar, not a big, huge whatever. You guys saw I got the Ford one. It was super cool, but I sold it to Casey because he really wanted it and it fit his business better. This fits what I do much better. And if you guys are playing along with this whole theme, you've probably figured out already what I'm doing, but I'm trying to build a collection for me, but a working truck collection, like all the stuff works. So now I have a D series tow truck, which is great. I've got a D series flatbed, like farm truck for like hay or whatever, you know, that type of stuff. I've got the Harvester Hauler original, Lodestar, the diesel ramp truck. I've got the Lodestar Travel Crew 4-wheel drive Wildland fire truck, and a Peterbilt. So the Peterbilt video is funny because you guys are all like, oh, a true diehard international guy would have a Transtar cab over, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, he would. You're right. That's probably right. However, I use my truck all the time, and there's hardly any of those trucks left in existence that aren't completely rusted out and junk or run into the ground. And they also ride like crap. So they're fun to have as a hobby truck and take it to the truck shows and stuff like that. But you can ask a lot of people that I know that have them, and all of them say the same thing. Super cool to take the truck show, super cool to take cars and coffee, not fun to use as a work truck. So, will I have one of those someday? Yep, I probably will. I'd like to have a 4300 Eagle or a Transtar cab over or something like that someday. But for now, the Peterbilt gets the job done, and I'm super happy about it. So next, what's next in the work truck lineup? Well, my list is still long, but what I've been hunting for, and I'm hoping I'll find here maybe the next year or so, I'm looking for a 4300 77 to 80 dump truck, 3-axle, like a 10 to 12 yard dump truck. Then I'm going to get a 20 or 24 foot tilt deck trailer, tandem axle, tandem duals, and hopefully I'm going to find an international old Case backhoe. Well, international, not Case. And so then I have a backhoe with a tilt deck trailer and a dump truck, and I can do all my dirt work around here. I'm not a contractor. I like to dig in the dirt, and my kids do too. So anyway, work truck collection added to it. Super stoked. This one owner truck is now here. We will update you guys with more videos on this truck because there's going to be the rebuilding, and you know, it's almost September, which means Kevin's going to be back soon, so we can really get some stuff done. And maybe Casey will talk to his friends at Collins Dollies and hook us up with some dollies that don't look like that. We'll see. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.